So these were the songs that Kendrick Lamar performed. He done GNX, Teaser, Snippet. He done Squabble Up, Humble, DNA, Euphoria. This is a real surprise. Man at the Garden. If you would have put money on, like, there are people on Twitter joking like, yo, I can't wait to see Kendrick do Man at the Garden at the Super Bowl halftime show as a joke. But then he actually goes and does it. I mean, it's very bold to put this song in there, but I thought it was good. I mean, show your confidence. Like, we don't have to, he could have easily done All Right, which he did at the last Super Bowl he was at in 2020 or 2021, the Dre Super Bowl. But he does Man at the Garden. Luther, which everyone was expecting, all the stars, you got to do that. You got SZA there. Then he does Not Like Us and TV Off. So I think that's a good set list. Talking about 11 songs in 13 minutes. I'm out of breath just thinking about how out of breath Kendrick was to do 11 songs in 13 minutes while moving around. Like, Kendrick, if you've never seen Kendrick Lamar live, if you ever get the chance to see him live, Kendrick Lamar is he's always been a great performer. I'll give Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show performance, if I'm rating it against all the other Super Bowl halftime performances, I'll give it a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. But just as a performance by itself, solo rapper out there doing their thing, you know, the set list, the set pieces, this is great performance. But if I'm ranking it against all the other Super Bowls, it's not my favorite halftime show. I thought Usher's Super Bowl halftime show was great. I thought Beyonce had a great Super Bowl halftime performance. I thought Prince had a great Super Bowl halftime performance. I thought Dre had a good one. So it's not my favorite, but it was really good. I mean, Kendrick's live performance, he's not rapping over vocal tracks. I mean, the breath control, he's moving around. You could tell he prepared quite a bit for this, and it showed. It was a really good halftime show. So much of the verse or what he's saying has to be censored, like the lyrics are changed around. I thought the set pieces, like the stage design and everything was cool. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Super Bowl halftime show of all time. To me, that goes to the Dr. Dre, Snoop, Kendrick, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent. That was the best halftime show to me. But that was like 4 or 5 different artists, right? So for Kendrick, the first rapper to do this solo, was very good. SZA was there. She played a lot smaller part than I thought she would, but I think it's great to have SZA. I like how it opened here with these, it kind of looks like, I don't know what this is. To me, this is the PlayStation controller. You know, the circle, the triangle, the cross, and the square. That's the first thing I thought is PlayStation controller. Samuel L. Jackson, for some reason, he reminded me so much of his character that he played in Django Unchained. You know, like the racist black guy. Just some of the stuff he was saying. Love Samuel L. Jackson. Love the American theme. You already know America, greatest country that ever lived. This is an ode to Kendrick's trailer when he first announced that he was doing the Super Bowl. He had the big American flag behind him. Then you got Samuel L. Jackson here dressed up as Uncle Sam, going with the theme. Kendrick starts out with a freestyle. I actually don't recognize off the top what song this is, so post it in the comments the song that Kendrick performs first when he's standing on top of this Grand National. This is the GNX. I thought this was really cool. Everybody jumping out the cars. I mean, and that's just great breath control. We've got the lowercase a on the chain, the whole performance. I'm like, why does Kendrick Lamar have this A chain on? Like, so some people were saying the lowercase a chain, that's like an A minor. That's supposed to be A minor, which I could believe. I looked up the musical note for A minor. I don't see any lowercase A's, but I mean, A minor, lower, minor, major. I mean, I could see this chain meaning A minor. First song Kendrick performed, Squabble Up. I thought that was a great intro. I mean, that's the #1 song in the country for a while. I'll give Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show performance, if I'm rating it against all the other Super Bowl halftime performances, I'll give it a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. But just as a performance by itself, solo rapper out there doing their thing, you know, the set list, the set pieces, this is great performance. But if I'm ranking it against all the other Super Bowls, it's not my favorite halftime show. I thought Usher's Super Bowl halftime show was great. I thought Beyonce had a great Super Bowl halftime performance. I thought Prince had a great Super Bowl halftime performance. I thought Dre had a good one. So it's not my favorite, but it was really good. I mean, Kendrick's live performance, he's not rapping over vocal tracks. I mean, the breath control, he's moving around. You could tell he prepared quite a bit for this, and it showed. It was a really good halftime show. Obviously, a censored verse is not as good as the original verse, but I thought Kendrick did a great job. He didn't slip up one time, didn't slip up at all, and accidentally say something. So it's good. You're not gonna have like the artist doing choreography like when Beyonce did her Super Bowl performance or anything like that, a band or anything. So for a solo rapper, that's about as good as it's gonna get. I thought Kendrick did a really great job. Then Kendrick does Humble. I like, again, this American flag theme. You got people wearing red, white, and blue. At first, I thought the red and the blue, it was like some Crips and Bloods, unity stuff. But then no, it's the colors of the American flag. This guy went all the way in. He's even got his hair dyed red, so that was pretty cool. Kendrick does DNA. Like Kendrick is going to do his songs from Damn. Before GNX, Damn was like his most commercially successful album. Nothing from Mr. Morale actually in his Super Bowl performance. I thought Kendrick doing Euphoria, that was a surprise for me. I wasn't expecting Euphoria, but I welcome any Euphoria performance. I was really surprised to see Kendrick do Man at the Garden. I was not expecting this song to be done, but he did it. I really enjoyed the Man at the Garden performance. Then K-Dot does Peekaboo, which is a song featuring AZ Chike. Another surprise, I wasn't expecting Peekaboo. I was hoping for Hey Now, because that's my favorite song off GNX. And then he's teasing Not Like Us right here.
I'm gonna perform their favorite song, but they love the suit.
This is where SZA comes out. Kendrick and SZA does Luther. All the girls were hyped to see SZA, guys too. SZA is huge with the women. One thing I wish they did a little bit more in terms of the cameras is show the crowd getting hyped to these songs. I was watching the Super Bowl with people who aren't really super fans of rap like that. I mean, they listen to rap, but they aren't huge fans. So they were kind of like a little not so into it at parts. But I think showing how hyped everyone was in the stadium would have helped that, This is the Not Like Us performance. This is what everyone was waiting for. Is he going to perform Not Like Us? I'm like, of course he's going to do Not Like Us. And here is a part. Everyone was wondering, is Kendrick going to go? Is he going to say Drake? See, my prediction was Kendrick should do the first verse of Not Like Us and do that hook. We don't have to get into the whole song. It's a Super Bowl. You only get 13 minutes. And this is what Kendrick did. And people are, is he going to say the disses? Is he going to say the disses? He not only said Drake's name, he does the Party Next Door, Baca, Chubbs. He does that whole part, that whole diss part of that record. So I thought this was easily the highlight of the performance. And he looks right at the camera. He goes, say Drake. I mean, menacing smile. Like, hey, I know you're watching. I know you were wondering if I was going to do the song. No, the lawsuit did not make me not do this song. And yeah, I'm going to say your name. And yeah, I'm going to say I heard you like him young. Then he does a whole part calling out Drake's crew over yo. Party got playing with his nose live national for the Super Bowl. It's crazy. Now, obviously, he's not going to say, certified PDF. He's not going to say that at the Super Bowl. There are families watching. There are kids watching. There are people who don't even listen to Kendrick Lamar watching. They don't want to see this. This is a family-friendly event. So Kendrick went about as far as I expected him to do. I didn't expect the Party Next Door shots, the Baca shots. I wasn't even sure if he was going to say Drake, if he was going to say his name outright. But he did. And then obviously he ends the verse on the A minor. He lets the crowd sing it. Yeah, and you could hear, this is like the only time during his performance you could hear the crowd. And that's another thing. I wish like the camera would have panned to the people going crazy for Kendrick songs. And I wish we could hear the crowd a little bit more, hear them getting hyped. You know what I mean? I feel like there was energy in this stadium, but that energy was not reflected during this performance, which is not Kendrick's fault at all. But I wish we could hear the crowd a little bit, hear them going up, hear what their feelings, feel what the energy is in the building, by either showing the fans, showing the people, partying, boogieing to it, or let us hear them a little bit. But this A minor part, this is one of the few times during this performance where we could hear the crowd because they were roaring. Everyone in the stadium recited that lyric. Then we got the Serena Williams. See, when I was watching this live, I was like, that kind of looked like Serena Williams. Then they show her for a good couple seconds and they flash back to her. I'm like, wait, that is Serena Williams. So obviously, if you don't know the history between Serena Williams and Drake, or even Drake and SZA, like Drake and SZA have history together, but then here is SZA on stage with Kendrick, his arch rival. And then Drake and Serena Williams have history. You can go listen to Drake's verse on Stage Scheming. It's a Rick Ross song. Drake is a feature. Drake is dissing Common. He's throwing shots at Common. Basically, the root of Drake and Common's issue was Serena Williams. It's word on the street. So Serena Williams pops out for this. Serena Williams, she's from Compton. Kendrick's from Compton. Keep Serena's name out your mouth, basically. Serena Williams is mentioned on Not Like Us. He says, from Alondra down in Central, y'all better not speak on Serena. So here she is. She's doing a sea walk. You know, she's from where she's from. I think this is going to go big in the sports world because a lot of people aren't going to make that connection. Serena Williams, Compton, Kendrick, Compton. They're just going to see, oh, Serena Williams is there. I don't think they're going to make that connection. And I doubt like the average person who's reacting to this on ESPN or something know the depth of Serena Williams, Drake, and then the beefs that's happened around that Take Care era, you know? So I thought that was really cool. TV off, here comes Mustard. I thought this was really cool. Like earlier I said, is Kendrick lip syncing like while he was talking? This is how good Kendrick's voice sounds live. And I've seen Kendrick live like 3 or 4 times already, dating all the way back to 2011, all the way up to the Damn tour. Kendrick is a great, always that I've seen him, from 2010, 2011, he's always been a great live performer. His voice sounds so crisp. I'm not even fully sure if he was lip syncing. That's how good his voice sounds. If I had to put money on it, I would say no, he's not lip syncing, but that's just goes to show how good he sounds live.
They talk about it, how I did it. Good for saving face. I seen the cosmetics.
A lot of times when rappers rap, they spit their bar, like you can hear their gasps. Like it takes to be moving around like this and to rap this clearly. It takes so much endurance and practice. So we got to respect Kendrick for that. And I don't know if you guys can read this, but it says game over. So I think that goes with my theory of how earlier in the video there was a square, the circle, X and triangle, the PlayStation controller symbols basically, and then they've got game over above it. So I think that was the set piece, the gaming references, but it says game over. If I were to rank this amongst my favorite Super Bowl performances and rate it against what I've seen in the past, I'll give this a solid 6.5, 7. And that's just based off me seeing how others were reacting to it. I did think the ending was great with the Not Like Us, the TV off. I thought it was great. But if I'm just rating Kendrick's performance just as a performance, not rating against anything else, like I don't think anyone is going to appreciate, except people who have been to a lot of concerts or people who are live performers themselves. I don't think people are going to appreciate how great Kendrick was here. The breath control, all the words he had to censor and he didn't mess up. I didn't even hear him mess up in a verse at all. Didn't skip over his lyrics. I mean, these are rappers. They say a lot of words and he just went through it. This seems like Kendrick practiced this 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 times. And I think the final output, if I were just to rate Kendrick's performance alone, not rating against the other Super Bowl performers all time, Kendrick gets an A for this. There's nothing I would improve from Kendrick's side. I think he did the songs that he was supposed to. He even did an album cut. He did Man at the Garden, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting Humble. I was expecting TV Off. I was expecting Not Like Us. But Man at the Garden, he threw that in there. You got the SZA. I thought SZA was a nice touch. A lot of people felt, because SZA's doing the Super Bowl with Kendrick, she's going to be the co-host. Like, she's going to help him out. SZA came in, she did 2 songs. She didn't take away from what Kendrick was doing. She added to the performance, and then she was out. So, yeah, I'll give a Kendrick an A, but just this as a halftime show, I'll give this a 6.5 to 7. Trying to be as unbiased as possible. Again, it's hard. A lot of people claim, I'm unbiased. I am not unbiased. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not unbiased. I have a strong bias towards Kendrick. So I've been listening to the guy since 2009, so I'm definitely not unbiased. This isn't the greatest performance I've seen from Kendrick. I saw Kendrick has always been a great performer. This isn't the greatest performance I've seen from Kendrick, but it doesn't have to be. And it's not my favorite Super Bowl performance of all time, but it doesn't have to be. I think this is a good cherry on top for what was a great 2024 for Kendrick. He's starting the GNX tour. A lot of y'all have gotten y'all GNX vinyls already. I have not gotten my GNX vinyl yet, but when I do get that, I'll be doing another album review, Vinyl of the Week, first one I've done in a while. So watch out for that. I've also done a video recapping the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. I point out what were the best bars Drake said to Kendrick, which bars of Drake aged terribly, which bar I break down all of it. So yeah, make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. I thought Kendrick had great breath control. I mean, for a rapper, again, this is as good as it's going to get. This is a great performance. Kendrick had great breath control, but there are certain things out of rap artists that you're just not going to get. You're not going to get the choreo from the rap artist. You're not going to get that performance side of things, but Kendrick Lamar makes up for it in different ways. And obviously a lot of rap music, it's laden with profanities. So even during Kendrick's performance, there are times where so much of the verse or what he's saying has to be censored, like the lyrics are changed around. Obviously, a censored verse is not as good as the original verse, but I thought Kendrick did a great job. He didn't slip up one time, didn't slip up at all. But anyways, that's all I got for today. What was y'all favorite song that Kendrick performed? I think I like TV Off the most. When Mustard comes out, I thought that was a great ending. I was expecting it to end at Not Like Us, but then he comes and does TV Off. So I thought that was great. And I thought Kendrick doing Man at the Garden was very bold. I like that he did Euphoria too. I wasn't expecting Euphoria. So anyways, yeah, that's all I got for today. What would y'all rate this performance? How would you rate Kendrick individually? And then how would you rank this amongst your favorite Super Bowl halftime show performances? Me, Prince has the most memorable halftime performance to me. But it's Prince, man. This is a legend of legends. So you're not going to top Prince. Beyonce's halftime performance was also super memorable. Who do y'all think is going to be there next year? I think at some point we getting T-Swizzy, we getting Taylor Swift. But anyways, I think at some point we'll also get Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like if Jay-Z's doing a Super Bowl, like he needs to do one with Beyonce. Like that would be a great one. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out this video. It's going to be right here or it's going to be right here. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.